The place was full when the game started, and after the first quarter, most of the Kansas City fans had left. And it was just
after
a bunch
the first quarter?
Yeah, it was like 17-0, whatever it was. 17-3.
They have Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, no, everybody just left. And then it was just a bunch of really drunk Eagles fans for the rest of the time.
Are there other kinds?
Oh, lucky you. Yeah, and also, isn't Drunken Eagles fan, like, redundant?
Yeah.
They were the worst.
Did they tear down stuff in your city too, or did they commute to that, or is there did they do a pilgrimage to tear down
other things?
Philly, like back? Did they go back to Philly for that?
I assume a lot of these people did. Yeah.
My favorite joke about that was Jon Stewart was talking about the Super Bowl and the fans rioting afterwards, and he said, "Philadelphia fans just doing hundreds of dollars worth of damage."
Ouch.
Because their cities suck.
Yeah. You got it.
Thank you, joke explainer.
Yeah, so just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
That must be Jeremiah with them shoes on.
That train is off the track.
Who doesn't love the bouncy castle?
Hitler.
Just prepare to... just prepare to be awash in unbeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You were listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is Sunday, February 16th, 2025, and this is episode 748. Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana, I'm your host, Joey Gaffrida, the man behind the dials. This show, we're going to discuss All-Star Weekend going on as we record. Joining me this week are all three of our analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First, from the high school home of Jamison Brewer, Silver Spring, Maryland, it's the doctor, Jason Triplett.
What is up, Pacers fans? What is up? Undebeatable shout out to my brother-in-law, who just had a birthday. Got to see him last week. And shout out to my buddy Mark, who works for an organization called Democracy Forward. We don't like to get super political on these shows, but probably most of you are following the news. There's some crazy things happening. You might not feel it in your neck of the woods, but in DC it's particularly acute. But anyway, his organization, Mark's been pulling 22-hour days as a lawyer for Democracy Forward, filing, suits and whatnot for all kinds of things. But anyway, we'll put a link in the show notes, and if you are so inclined, you might want to donate to them.
Yeah.
Can we donate sleeping time for the man?
No, unfortunately.
Don't know how that works.
I talked to his wife today.
I'll take a nap for him.
She said it finally quieted down a little bit, and so he slept for 11 hours last night.
I bet. Yeah.
It's all right, cool.
From Asheville, North Carolina, he's our in-house bartender, mixing up the drinks in the crappy jingles. It's the unmitigated John Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? What is up, Undebeatables? Quick shout out to the lovers out there. Happy belated Valentine's Day. For those that are savvy, you'll go ahead and pick up your half-price flowers and half-price chocolates and be able to actually get a reservation. So, shout out to people that missed Valentine's Day.
You know, my wife and I worked in the service industry for many, many years, and so we always had to work, and so I would often go starting the day after, or sometimes I'd wait even a little bit longer till it gets marked down to like 80% off to buy.
The flowers are almost dead, but not quite.
Not flowers, but I would get, like a
cards and candy.
It was junk, is what it was. It was. But she thought it was funny too, because I would spend $1 on this, overly ridiculous, huge plastic cup, expressing my feelings for her. And at least she told me she thought it was funny. We're still married.
Yeah,
it kind of worked for you.
Hook, line, and sinker, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. From Tacoma, Washington, out west, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
What is going on, fellas? All-Star Weekend, baby.
Yeah.
Shout out.
And also, anti-shout-out to All-Star Weekend. Where are all the Pacers? Not enough Pacers.
Before we get into the show and talk about how few Pacers there are being featured this weekend, we just want to remind listeners they can support us, the longest running Pacers podcast, by heading over to patreon.com/undebeatables. And you can support our show for as little as $1 per month. There has been some discussion, particularly last night. There were some shenanigans, and we had to talk about why Victor Wembanyama pulled he threw CP3 under the bus. Let's just say it for what it was.
Just disrespected the game.
Yeah. He's supposed to be the face of the franchise, or the face of the league, maybe.
Yeah. Well, guys, Harper mentioned, it's All-Star Weekend, baby. So a lot of events going on. They start Friday night. A lot of these I'm unable to watch because Kevin Hart was the de facto MC for the weekend.
That's right.
So, I'm of a very serious allergy to that, and really can only see bits and pieces of the weekend. But the All-Star, I'm sorry, I get this wrong every time. It's the Ruffles All-Star Celebrity Game. They got so many sponsors.
I think it was the Undebeatables Celebrity All-Star Game. I'm quite sure.
We did
our money.
We did that with all our Ruffles money, I think is what we did.
Yes, that's right.
Our subsidiary Ruffles.
MVP Rome Flynn leads Team Bonds in the All-Star game or Celebrity game. He scored 22 points in their victory over Team Rice. The problem also I have as I age is I know fewer and fewer of the celebrities.
Yeah, what is Rome Flynn famous for?
Well, I don't know. That also might be a flavor of Ruffles. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I do love the phlegm flavor.
There's Shabuzi was there. Terrell Owens. That's somebody I know.
Sure.
And Rome Flynn has won an Emmy.
Barry Bonds, I think, was coaching one of the teams. And at the very beginning, I heard him yell, "We're going to play zone on defense and the triangle on offense." I was like...
All right.
I was like, do you or anyone else there know how to play a triangle offense?
Barry Bonds. Love it.
I'm looking also, I guess it wasn't
Big guns for celebrities.
Okay, 2 Chainz is somebody I know. Not personally, and Jerry Rice was the coach. I know who Jerry Rice is. But almost everybody else. That ain't me. So, this is one that I often stop watching. Once, who was my guy? The
Arnie
secretary.
Duncan.
Yeah.
Once Arnie Duncan stopped playing,
Old Arnie.
I lost my will.
Yeah, Ernie
to watch
Duncan.
the celebrity.
My wife Jill saw Ernie Duncan at a conference this week.
Nice.
He doesn't even go to All-Star Weekend anymore. It's crazy.
I get it. I get it. Also, Friday night was the Rising Star. Castrol Rising Stars, and I'm assuming that is also a Ruffles flavor. Spurs' Stephen Castle took MVP honors, and they get to play on Sunday.
He's having a big weekend, Stephen Castle.
Yeah, he was in the dunk contest as well. Anyway, guys, get any work in on watching these the Rising Stars?
I watched a bit of the game not featuring Stephen Castle, but it was the G League against Team M. Is that right, Harper? So it was kind of cool. They had Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullen, and Tim Hardaway coaching the Rise. So there's Team M, Team M, and Team C from the Run TMC.
And the G League team was coached by Linsanity.
Yeah, Jeremy Lin, which I didn't realize until like the end of the game. He like called the timeout because they kept cutting to Jeremy Lin in the stands. I was like, why is he like from San Francisco? Like, what's going on? And then he was the coach, turned out. And I was like, all right, cool. But they G League pulls the upset and wins in dramatic fashion, hitting a 3-pointer. They were down 39-37. Jeremy Lin calls a timeout, gets his guy back in the game, draws up the play, and the guy bangs a 3-pointer.
Nice.
Yeah.
To win it.
Yeah, they had at 37 all. I thought that maybe they would take a shot at Team T would take a shot at a 3-pointer, but it's not to be.
No. They decided, nah.
Or sorry, Team M.
Yeah.
Sorry, Team M.
Well, and then they got it to 39, and then it was like nobody could score for.
Yeah.
like
Also walked down the
possessions
lane,
something.
or Amen did, but yeah, that was a little embarrassing for the Osser twins, Koulibaly. Like they had a pretty strong squad. I thought they had a chance to win that thing.
Go G League.
Upset by the G League. And then in the other half of the bracket, the first game was Team C, Team Chris Mullen, who we were all rooting for. First Team Tim Hardaway. Mullen's team did have Stephen Castle on it, and he yoked all over them.
Nice.
And they won handily in that. And then in the final matchup, really a close game. The G League honestly did play really well. They clearly had a lot of skin in the game, and we're excited to be able to play against competition this high and show what they could do. And also Matt McClung. It was entertaining, but in the end, Chris Mullen's team won out because they're giants. They have Zach Edey and Trace Jackson Davis and a whole lot of Stephen Castle.
Nice.
It was fun.
So that
was fine. The only thing that really confused me is the first round was like to 40, and then the finals was to 25.
Yeah, that's weird.
That makes zero sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's backwards.
It is backwards.
So then we move on to Saturday. All-Star Saturday. Lots of stuff going on this day. Starting off with the Skills Challenge. You guys, a lot of drama around this one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, how did the Pacers do defending their crown?
Yeah, why did I assumed they would be there? Honestly, I was like, how are they not allowed to defend their crown? What happened?
They thought they would change the format to screw us.
So and not invite us.
Yeah, so they went with 2 players instead of 3 for no reason.
Correct. And they changed it back to it was just a relay.
Yeah.
Remember last year it was like multiple different events, and you got challenge points for winning each different event.
Yeah, I liked last year's format.
I did too.
Much better.
Yeah.
And probably
we
not
won.
just because we won.
So the Cavs end up taking it home. Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell
We're really
win
fast.
it on. Yeah, they were
good.
fantastic. But the big drama of the evening was when Victor Wembanyama and
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
This is Chris Paul's idea, right? Wembanyama did not come up with this.
Are you saying Wembanyama's too stupid to come up with this idea? Is that what you're saying,
I mean, he is French, but no, that's not what I'm saying. No, I think that Chris Paul has spent his entire career trying to work the game and make it work for him. He's a fiery competitor, and so he looked at the rules of this skill challenge, and it said that you have to shoot 3 times, and if you miss them, you get to move on. And so I'm assuming he and Wemby maybe decided this together, or he just told Wemby, do what I say. They weren't actually going to shoot. They were just going to throw the ball.
So do as I say and as I
And they were the first team to go, and so they went and just flipped the ball, and then they finished in like 45 seconds or something like that, because they didn't actually shoot these shots. And I thought, oh my God, they've just hacked the All-Star game, and this whole thing's going to fall apart, and everybody's going to do that.
Yeah. But everybody could have just done it because they literally went first. Like, if you're going to do it, don't you pocket that
That's what I thought, yeah.
for the last round anyway?
Yeah, wait until you're going last or whatever, and then they have to decide what to do, But
Yeah. And then they roundly got booed by the crowd.
as well they should have.
I think just CP3 got booed.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I was like, quite clever.
It is
actually.
clever. It is clever.
And
Certainly
because they
clever.
went first, it actually doesn't create a competitive deficit.
Right, because everybody else could do it too.
Yeah, so they could have just said, okay, that was cute. Don't do that next round, or we'll disqualify you. And in fact, I think it was Draymond said that Wemby went to 5 or 6 different people and asked, so I just have to get them up, right? I just have to get the shots up. And they said yes. And then they disqualified him.
Well, I think if they had just pretended a little bit more, like I think if they had gone with the same strategy but thrown it more at the basket instead of just flipped it out, I think it would have gone fine. I think everybody would have been
Yeah,
like,
I think
most of them-
Wemby's was like a little bit closer. Like it went in the direction of the basket at least. Yeah. Chris Paul just went and like knocked the balls off
the rack.
basically.
Yeah. He just slapped him off the rack.
Yeah.
I mean, do we care how much they pretend to shoot? Is that a meaningful difference to disqualify someone over? That's bizarre.
I mean,
if part of the thing is to determine the skills, the reason they include shooting in it is that, that's an important skill in basketball.
It's also important to understand the rules and use them to your advantage.
Also,
Fair.
you
Which I
don't
would
have to
argue
hit a
they
shot
did.
to move on, and you don't get an extra point if you do hit a shot, right? So on some level, they, smart to not do it.
I mean, what they should do is if you don't make it in your 3 shots, then you get like a 5-second penalty,
Right,
or something like that.
Agreed.
But so the rule was just you have to attempt a shot and then
You
can
have to
just
attempt
move on?
3. So if you hit the first one, then you can move on. You have to shoot at
I
least 3
see.
times. So if you hit the second one, you can move on.
I see.
But
I
if
see,
you miss
okay.
all 3, they let you move on. So
Then you
basically,
just move on.
so what Chris Paul and Wemby did was just throw them out towards the basket, sort of, and then move on. So they saved themselves. I think the winning team. I think you said the Cavs did it in like a minute. Their round was like 47 seconds or something because they weren't shooting the basketball.
Sure.
So it takes a while to shoot, I guess.
I mean, this is what Naismith wanted, right?
Well, okay, so
The game within the game, man.
So I do agree that it's clever, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how mad is Adam Silver that like the first thing on this big night, you've got all the viewership on TNT, and then they just go, make a mockery
What
of your
thing got the
skills
most
challenge.
press from the weekend?
The dunk contest, probably.
No, this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to say Adam Silver's not that pissed.
Okay.
But he's acting. He's acting upset.
Yeah, he can act upset all he wants, but doesn't he just want headlines?
Yeah, I guess. All news is good news. Is that how it works? What's the phrase?
So if you
All
guys had
press
been,
is good press.
let me ask you this: if you guys had been the refs in that situation, you disqualify him, Jason?
I would, yeah.
Colson, I know he's out. He's out on this stuff. No nonsense in Colson's neighborhood.
I mean, look, I'm looking for a reason to disqualify Chris Paul.
But you also have to disqualify Wemby, though.
So, but what I don't understand is why didn't they just do this for all of the things? Like, because for like each pass, you have like 3 passes that you have to complete or whatever.
But you have to complete them before you move on. That's the thing. You didn't have to hit the shot.
Oh, it's not just make. Right.
So they make it if you miss the shot, if you miss the pass, you have to go back and pass it again.
The pass is easy enough that like it's unlimited. You'll stay there all day if you can't figure that.
Like in fact, there were a couple ones that people missed and they had to come back and do it.
So, well, I understand that, but I was curious if you missed like 3 passes in a row, just move on.
It was just for the 3-point shot.
Yeah. Although maybe we'll have to look into the rules. You know, Chris Paul did.
Yeah, no, for sure. And plus, it's just faster because that's easy for them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't disqualify it. I would have said, hey, first of all, not only did they go first, the other team could have just done the exact same thing. So there's no competitive imbalance. They could have just said after the round, if you guys, you guys are hilarious, try it again and we're going to boot you. Like, there was a really easy solution to this problem that they just... And it doesn't make it better that they asked 6 times if it was okay. And they weren't like, why are they asking me 6 times if this is okay? If someone asks you 6 times a question that's really obvious, you should be asking, why are you asking this question?
I think if that had gone on, though, for that, all 4 of those teams did that, I think that looks
Well, I'm saying
rough.
You could have stopped it after the second team. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? Because they can do what the first team did, and then you can be like, okay, stop here. Because they did it, we let you do it. Now we're done. You guys are going to do this right, or we're going to boot you.
Well, but that's
real straightforward, right?
Well, but then it is a competitive disadvantage for teams 3 and 4 then.
Well, no, because the winner of those teams of 3 and 4 play each other, and then they play 1 and 2.
No. It's the top 2 times advance to the final. So it would have been 4 rounds of people knocking the ball off the rack, which sucks.
Yeah, you'd have to let all the people in the first round do that.
There were alternatives that they could have done. They could have just let them go again.
I would have said, look, do it again, run it back, and
easy.
You have to actually shoot the ball.
Yeah, you guys did your due diligence. You asked us, and we lied to you. So go try it again. Right. There were plenty of other solutions. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Chris Paul is a little bitch.
And if they'd wanted to change the rules on the fly and just be like, now we're doing brackets, I'd have been fine with that too. Like, nobody really gives a shit.
That's true. That is true.
That would be a lot of quick thinking. For people that were like, what the hell is going on?
They also got denied to be interviewed after they got disqualified too.
Yeah.
But they were mic'd up on the sideline talking trash then.
Yeah.
Does this affect Chris Paul's MVP or Hall of Fame case?
No, I do.
One can.
I do feel like David Stern would have.
We'll have to check the stats on Basketball Reference at the end of the show.
Yeah,
I do feel like David Stern would have
suspended these guys for 5 games.
Well, yeah, he couldn't have suspended Wemby because he's the face of the league, but he could have suspended Chris Paul for the rest of the season, and also made sure he never made the Hall of Fame. That's, I feel like, what David Stern would have done.
Whoa, yeah, no, on Basketball Reference, there's actually just an asterisk next to his name now. I don't know what that means.
As it should be. Justice, finally.
If we can get it anywhere in our world, this is where we need it.
Yeah. Well, see, look, in the end, the league got what they wanted. They got this podcast to talk about their skills challenge for 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody cares about skills challenge.
There's no way we would have done if it was by the books.
I mean, I was going to talk about it for 10 minutes, but it was going to be about how Indiana got jobbed. Right. My agenda got hijacked.
Right. Changing the narrative.
Well, after that Travis Shamockery, what was next? The
3-point
contest.
Starry 3-point contest.
The story. Thank you. I appreciate you holding my feet to the fire. Tyler Hero brings it down. And Buddy Hield with a very good showing, but did not come up with the victory. Damian Lillard would have had a three-peat.
But did not.
But he did not.
Tough showing for Lillard.
Buddy Hield put up 31 in the first round, which would have been enough to...
Seems good.
Yeah, win this year's second round and also last year's every round, I think.
I guess it tied the high, like Steph Curry, that's his high mark as well.
Yeah.
Five Miami Heat have won the 3-point contest.
Yeah, that's why I'm over the 3-point contest. I'm done with the 3-point contest.
I did like... So Buddy Hield had a chance going into the final rack. All he had to do was hit every single ball in the final rack, and he missed one, so he lost by a point.
Yeah, he missed the fourth ball.
The fourth
right
ball.
Before the money
yeah.
ball.
A lot of drama there. That was fun. But, of course, I took no joy in Tyler Hero winning because,
I mean, we almost had a former Pacer at least. Get
right,
something.
exactly. Love me some Buddy.
Buddy.
So the participants, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, Cam Johnson, Damian Lillard, and Norman Powell.
Cam Johnson looked like he had never heard of the format before. He seemed very confused. It did not go well for him. I know it was his first time doing it, but
you know
it
what?
like
he was actually, they interviewed him later. He was still shook from CP3's.
The shockwaves.
He's trying to think how he could game the system.
He was shaking. He said, "I'm literally shaking, and I can't do this." Because he was gonna CP3 had also told him, he's like, it's a time thing. Just get him off the rack. That's all you gotta do. And Wemby was back there just slowly shaking his head, but
I was thinking as I was watching it, like the commentary for these are just brutal, right? It's 8 dudes doing the exact same thing, and it's Reggie Miller going, "Oh no, he's got to hit some more of these. Oh, he's got to hit this one. Nope," and then unable to do math on the last rack to figure out how many they need to hit. So, can we mix it up? Can we make this like a Rucker Park style thing and just have like an MC out there like making fun of dudes when they're like missing shots or like making fun of their like stroke or whatever?
Sure.
Just to like,
Or since we have 8 announcers, we could just assign one to each shooter.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And
they could follow that.
They could hype up the crowd.
Yeah.
Or diss them if they don't like that particular shooter. If Reggie gets stuck with a Heat guy, he can just talk smack, or a Detroit guy.
It's a pretty good idea.
Options.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
After the 3-point contest was the dunk contest. And guys, I don't know. What do you think about the format this year? I feel like I had it on. I struggle with the dunk contest too because it's, I don't know, a bunch of dudes missing dunks, which I just really don't like watching people miss dunks. And what did you think about the format, Colson? Did you love the?
Well, so they've switched it up before. Like sometimes you used to only get 3 attempts. Now they just give you a minute and a half to get the dunk done. And I had no problem with it.
There were a cap on attempts as well.
Oh, were there? I didn't.
Yeah, because at some point the announcers
sound
would always say like, "Oh, okay, he can try it 2 more times," or like if somebody was doing something crazy and then they just like didn't actually like get the ball near the rim, they just like missed their catch or something like that. That doesn't count as an attempt or whatever.
Okay.
So Joey, I did solve this problem for us. I was not able to watch it on Saturday, so today I just looked for the YouTube video of all the dunks.
That's the way to go. It's the best.
Just got all the dunks without any of the nonsense.
So I think we can,
Format was perfect.
you know, the headliner, of course, Mac McClung wins his third in a row, and I think this one was targeted at Blake Griffin. I think this was some beef. I don't know why, but he jumped over a whole Kia instead of a partial Kia.
Right?
In a much more entertaining style for, I think, the highlight dunk, but all the way over
The middle of a car.
the middle of
Not
a
of
car.
the
The
hood.
highest point of a Kia.
Yeah.
Not only that, a dude
And
standing out of
in
the
the roof.
of the sunroof
Over-
of the car.
Yeah, over a dude, over a Kia, did catch like his foot on the roof just a little bit on the way down, but he successfully finished the dunk and had some other sweet dunks of the evening. I think the last one was over somebody on a platform, and he tapped the ball on the front of the rim and then dunked it. Mm-hmm. So, but he gets his third straight dunk contest win.
He also did an homage to Aaron Gordon's dunk on the spinning board. Hit a guy on the spinning board like stuff the Magic Dragon did or whatever.
Is it too soon to do an homage? Like,
I don't know. I mean, he dunked over a
It was the
Kia.
best dunk contest we ever had.
Yeah, it's true. It was the best dunk contest we ever had.
but it was like last week. Like, it was not that long.
Just
ago.
because I think it was like
Probably
10 years ago.
No.
We're
Pre-COVID,
old,
Maybe I'm
man,
just
it was
kidding.
a different century.
It is while we've been doing the pod, but that could have been any time between now and 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So McClung got all 50s in the contest.
Yep.
I was
Never
curious if
happened.
that had happened
And he
before.
missed 0 dunks.
Missed
Yep.
0 dunks. Yeah.
Yep.
Did one? I mean, so we can recap. So he comes out of the gate jumping over a Kia.
Over a Kia,
That was
right.
like his opener.
Just
Wasn't his
set
finish.
the tone of the night.
And then he does some, I forget what his second dunk was, but then his third one was the one where he jumped over the guy that was spinning on the thing, but then he also had another guy on the top of
A
the ladder
ladder,
holding a ball against the rim. And so he jumped and dunked that ball first,
That was the
and
final
then the ball
one,
that
right?
he could. Was that the second one?
That's the final one.
No, the
So
final one was the touch the rim and then.
Oh,
dunk
that's
it.
right.
Yeah.
So he did the one where he jumped over the guy and grabbed it and then did a like 360 slam.
Oh yeah,
Yes, that was
something
dope.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Or no, it was a 180 reverse.
Who knows? It was
Why-
amazing.
It was
It was
Whatever
amazing.
it is.
And
It was all
has
amazing.
has anybody ever done all 50s, all 4? I didn't see anything in the press about whether that's the case or not.
Yeah,
I
me
do.
either.
We had a conversation at the bar that everyone felt like the greatest dunk contest, like the 4 dunks ever, was Vince Carter, but we were pretty sure he didn't get 4 50s. Whether he got some like 49 7s or something, and it was fun to sit at the bar and talk with these old heads about former dunk contests. But we all kind of agreed that no one's ever done what he's done, and he might be the best dunk contest dunker of all time.
Yeah, no, it is at this point, it's the Matt McClung dunk contest.
Yeah. And also, no one's ever done 3 in a row, but I don't think anybody's ever done 3.
Oh, you mean actually
Won 3 ever.
That's a good point.
So,
I will say Stephen Castle had a really good showing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he was amazing.
I loved his offhand behind the back, the left-handed
Yeah,
slam. He
that was
almost
sweet.
lost it in midair and caught it. And
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
he
dope.
just-
I don't
You
understand
cradled
the
it
physics of that dunk. I don't
don't
know how he got the ball to go where he got the ball to go.
I don't
It's
either.
wild.
Yeah, he just was spinning, and then the ball just showed up while he was gonna dunk his arm in the basket, and it was great.
There was definitely some teleportation involved.
So Nate Robinson has won it 3 times. He
Yes.
won in 06, 09, and 2010.
Okay, and
Boy, I
then
would have lost a lot of money on Final Jeopardy.
Michael Jordan won it back-to-back. Harold Miner won it twice, but not back-to-back. Jason Richardson back-to-back. Zach LaVine back-to-back. But yeah, I guess it was Nate Robinson, and that's it. And not 3 in a row, so.
Yeah, well, it is like his whole job, kind of.
It really is. He doesn't have to, like, play in games, really. I mean, he's in the G League, right?
Although, did I hear correctly that he won a G League MVP? Did they say that at some point? I
think he did.
It's pretty impressive.
All right.
Speaking of
6'2",
Nate Robinson,
well. just a reminder.
By the way,
so
Nate Robinson, to go back him just for a second. I don't know if you guys had heard, he has a kidney disease, and he just had a successful kidney transplant 2 weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations!
So
Shout out.
I think, he was gonna die if he didn't get a transplant, and he got it done. So this just happened. Breaking news. You heard it here 2 weeks after it happened.
Does that mean he can come back and defend his...
For the
is
dunk
he going to come
contest
back and
next year.
dunk?
He's gonna
With
come
a new kidney.
with a new kidney. Maybe the kidney was from another great dunker. I don't know. And he won 3 with kidney disease. So maybe Mac McClung's is a little less impressive.
Okay, fair enough.
That's fair. Update: the Zach LaVine Aaron Gordon dunk contest was in 2016, so not quite 10 years ago. But
just 9.
9 years ago. Yeah. Last week.
Right.
Yeah.
This is great though. It was so fun. I mean, every one of his dunks was great, and it was super fun.
What did you think about the rest of the field beyond? So we have Matis Bazulis and Andre Jackson Jr.
Andre Jackson Jr. I could have done without. Buzelis, it looked like all of the dunks he was trying would have been incredible, but he couldn't do them. So that was kind of a bummer.
I did like him. He was basically just hanging on Castle the entire time, being like, "Oh, dude, did you just see McClung? You have to beat that. Oh no!" So that was kind of his role. So you're like, "Oh man, I don't know."
Is he like the reverse hype man?
He was. He definitely was. What do we have an update on the Sunday night game as we speak?
Let's see here.
Yeah, we're currently in the Candace versus Shaq game. Shaq is up 12-10. Team Shaq, that is.
Okay.
And the first game I didn't see the end of.
The Chucks Global All-Stars won that one handily, 41-32.
Nice. He picked all 7-footers largely. He had Jokic and Wemby. So they did the TNT drafted these teams as we did last show for you. They did a snake draft, but they made up what a snake draft is. So they did. So Shaq got the first pick, then Kenny, and then Barkley got the next 2, which makes sense. And then they went back to Shaq and gave him 2 picks, and then went to Kenny and gave him 2 picks.
Jobbed Kenny.
Pretty much. And
so they did to Kenny what Jason did to Team Harper and
Harper and Joey. Well, and they didn't have rules. We had the rules where you had to draft the starters first. They didn't have that rule, which is...
Yeah, it was a dumb rule. I'm just saying it was a dumb rule, okay?
They just had an arbitrary rule that you couldn't draft 5 starters on your team. I don't know why that's a rule.
What if you go last and you have to pick one of those guys?
Yeah,
you're disqualified.
Well, then you're disqualified.
You're disqualified.
You go and sit on the bench with Chris Paul.
Oh no, yeah. If you break those rules, you have to play CB3 the whole game.
With him just throwing knocking balls off the
like his hands don't work. He can just bat the ball around.
He's just convinced it's a time thing the whole time.
They're like, no, it's to 40 points. He's like, no. Faster,
40 seconds.
I thought it was 40 turnovers. Oh, no.
Dear.
Next year, more Pacers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go Siakam. He's on Charles's team, so we're gonna root for Barkley.
1-0 so far.
Yep.
I did see him pop up in the some reporting of that. There was an interview, and they ask sometimes those silly questions All-Star Weekend, and a reporter was asking him. I said, if there was one rule you could change, what would you change? He's like, look, man, I'm just here so I don't get fined. And he's like, I don't want to mess with that stuff. He's like, they traded Luka. Basically, I just want to chill here. So, I don't know. I just took that as anything can happen at any time, and he doesn't want to ruffle any feathers.
Or get traded, apparently.
Or get traded. He wants to be in Indiana.
That's right.
Which I get.
I've heard that before.
Mm-hmm. And he said, look at my contract. It says that I'm an Indiana Pacer.
Yeah, I can't wait till the Thursday show where we can just talk about how terrible Paul George's life is right now. I'm looking forward to it.
Joey, stat of the week!
So, since joining the 76ers, Paul George has uploaded more podcast clips to YouTube, 288, than field goals made, 197.
Wow.
Dedication to his craft.
Yep.
Boy, he is cranking out those podcasts, though. He's putting us to shame.
Well, I think a lot of these are like, you record a whole show and then you put up clips, some shorter clips to, engagement. We do more long form stuff. And so he does those too, I think, and then also, cuts out the highlights, I guess he would consider those, and post those up there. But there are 288 of those, and
of practice,
fewer.
I guess.
Sure. Yeah. So 123 videos and 165 YouTube shorts. So it's 288. So that's my stat of the week for All-Star Weekend. I didn't see him much around this weekend. Where was he? Probably podcasting somewhere. Casting pods. All right. Anything else for this show, gentlemen?
I think so.
Nah. Yeah. We'll have to report on the final status of the All-Star Championship. It's going to be Team Shaq v. Team Chuck, but we'll get to that as soon as we can. Until then, we'll be back with you later on this week talking about the previous week of Pacers basketball, or week plus, I guess. You can find us on social media. We're on Twitter at Undebeatables, or on Facebook.com/TheUndebeatables. TheUndebeatables.com is our website. There's also a contact form there. You can use that to send us a message. Email, shout out at TheUndebeatables.com, and at the website /store is where the merch is.
For the architect, Donnie Walsh, and our once and always Hall of Fame coach, Bobby Sick-Leonard. Turn out the lights, the party's over. Apparently they were singing that after McClung dunked the last dunk.
I think that was the one. I think the last one too. I thought it was pretty cool. Where he finished the dunk and then he immediately was calling for a replay because it was so sweet.
Good stuff.
That was pretty nice.
And actually, it made sense for that one because it was probably easy to miss that the fact that he tapped it off the rim in real time.
If only they'd have had a replay when Paul George was in the 3-point contest.
If only they had, those night vision goggles or something like that.
Definitely turn off the lights when you're trying to do something that people need to see.
They turned out the lights before the party was over. Middle of the party.
Before the party, really.